What's up, everybody? I'm Taylor, and here on this channel, I share my personal recovery journey. I share what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, and what is still working for me today. It's on my heart to share my personal experience about how I started meditating. Before I came to recovery about 3 years ago, I started off in Alcoholics Anonymous because that was the only resource I had available to me. And so I was seriously willing to do whatever it took to change my life. And so I had to make that program work for me. And I would hear a lot of people talk about, creating a morning routine, a night routine, and, going to meetings at certain times every day, like creating a schedule and sticking to that schedule no matter what. And so, like, by me sticking long enough and staying long enough, by attending meetings like twice a day when I started recovery, these ideas and these new concepts and this new language started absorbing in my brain. And I needed that consistency. I needed that repetition in the beginning of recovery. And the first year of my recovery, I was so go, 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 go with meeting with my sponsor, doing step work, doing service work, listening to like self-development podcasts, reading self-development books, doing research on like addiction in the brain, trauma on the brain, and the correlation with that with mental health disorders. Like, I was so busy like feeling myself with information and resources and doing inner work and self-reflection that I never really sat alone in silence. And something had happened in my life during that, around a little bit over a year in recovery, where it kind of forced me to look at myself and to really self-reflect on what am I still avoiding within myself? Why am I so afraid to sit in silence? And for me, I had never been in silence throughout my life. I always had the TV on, or I was always talking to somebody. I was always going here. I was always going there. Like, I was always constantly busy, 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 busy. And so when I would slow down and I would be in silence for a bit, a lot of painful experiences and thoughts from my past would just start popping up in my head. And I wasn't ready to deal with that because I didn't have the tools or the coping mechanisms to help me deal with these painful, reoccurring thoughts. And so, my intention of creating this video is to share my personal experience on how I started meditation, what steps I took, and how I gradually worked myself into meditation. And the long video is attached to this, so I hope that it can help someone else in their journey.